And so I walk in, there's a chair, and I go, do you guys want me to sit down for this? And there's a pause, and I hear this, well, you're the general, shouldn't you make that decision? I know, and it's like, and Chris went, we were that mean? And I went, kinda, yeah. So I picked up the chair, and I put it back over here, and I came back, and I hear this, well, now you're blocking the fire escape. So then I had to go back to the chair. And by this time, I was so nervous that I kind of shouted all my lines at them. So they went, you want to do that again? I did it again. They thought I was great. But then a lady named Wendy McKenna, who played my husband's girlfriend on the TV show The Nine, I played John's bitchy wife on The Nine. He left me and started going out with Wendy Malick.
McKenna?
McKenna. Oh, Wendy Malick's a whole different person.
Yeah. You know, people are having a hard time following the story a little bit right now.
What?
What?
I said wibbly wobbly timey-wimey.
Timey-wimey?
Wibbly wobbly timey-wimey. Right.
Okay. So, anyway, so long story short, Wendy comes in, blows in there, she gives this audition, and she is one ballsy chick. She was one of the nuns in Little Nun and Sister Act. You love her, right? So they went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, they cast her. But then she auditioned, and she was kind of like a sexy General Beckman with the short hair and the, you know, kind of tough demeanor.
You know the way those generals have their blouses open, you know, sometimes? We've all met those generals.
Well, obviously that's not the way I auditioned for General Beckman. And I had the hairdo. Anyway, so she did the first, the pilot, and I guess kind of redid her makeup and kind of redid her hair. And kind of got...
People have to understand how the industry works. When you go into the hair and the makeup trailer, they put you through the works. It's like an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours. They put you in makeup, they do your hair. Then you go back to your trailer and they call you in. You're ready to rehearse or shoot. When she went back to her trailer, she looked at herself in the mirror and went, nah, redid it all. Needless to say, Bonnie was there the next day.
No, so I told you, it's not the cheeriest of
It's not, it's cheery from your point of view.
Yeah.
I grant you that perhaps Wendy might not be so cheery about it. Don't tell Wendy we told this story. Ever. She's a very nice person.
Yeah, thanks for asking me to tell that story. Okay, do we have another question? No. I'm running. Oh, you're not running. I'm like racing you and you're not running.
Good. I just moved here from the Seattle area this last spring and learned that you have quite the connection there.
I do.
What do you do to promote some of the things that you've set in action there?
Yes, I was the mayor of Seattle. Is that a surprise to some of you? It's a lie. But I'm amazed that you, more than anybody, thrice divorced, would fall for a line like that. Have you learned nothing? I can see how it works. Hi, I used to be the mayor of Seattle. You want to give me your number? And there she is, married for number 4. I had theater companies in Seattle. One that is called Book It, which still exists. And I started it about 20 years ago. We adapted, they still exist, they adapt fiction for the stage. I do nothing to help them, out of sight, out of mind. The other one, I'm only kidding, I send them $1 every now and again. Every other year, I don't want to get spoiled. The other one is called Freehold. I used to be a teacher there. I was a co-founder. And I have still a very close connection with them. I go up a couple of times every year or so and, you know, help them out with a fundraiser or what have you.
He's a pretty close connection to many of his ex-girlfriends, too. Just saying, nothing, I'm not angry with him.
Oh.
Just 5 or 6 of them. Yeah.
You're the one I love, honey. You're the one I married. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That last one, we're going to get her out of the back bedroom next week, I swear to God.
That's what you said a year ago, but whatever. There always is another one. Actually, I have to admit, that's what I say to John when I meet someone new is, did you sleep with him? Okay.
I'll hear that about every one of you.
Well, Ms. Benita, you're beautiful, first of all.
Don't kiss him, honey.
Stay out of this, John. I wanted to ask you, when they fit you for the general's uniform,
Yes.
Brigadier General, was it?
Yes,
how did you feel about that? Did you feel it was too tight? Did they take extra pains to, what's what I'm getting to?
I don't like where this is going.
Did they take extra pains to make it authentic as possible, up to and touching as it were? Did you feel like a general when you were in that uniform?
Did you wear the general panties? You know, the little...
He's right. You went there, not he. Not him. Not he. Not him. Yes, they say NSA on the bottom. Thank you for identifying the body part, dear. Well, it's an interesting question because I did receive points for having worn my outfit for the entire 5 seasons without having to have it be let out.
Or laundered.
Or laundered.
She was given a wide berth on the set.
I will also say it did get a little tight there in the end. A little hard to breathe in that skirt. Also, the first season, remember, I had the general's outfit that belonged to the previous general, and being Chuck, they just left me in it. And although we're the same height, she was a little bit bigger than I was. So my skirt tended to like zoom around, you know, when it's too big, and my shoulders were a little bigger than normal. But I will say, sitting behind that desk, I never went without my skirt, and I never went without my heels.
Wow, you are a real professional. You don't have to applaud that. You're applauding her because she wore her full costume?
There have been many of a half-dressed newscasters.
I'm glad he's wearing pants today, having heard your story.
Oh, you had to go there, Megan, didn't you? You had to go there.
You know, we're not done yet here.
My husband's pants tend to come down all when they're on the floor.
I got this one. I got this one.
Large groups
I don't want you talking to any more men. Yes.
Bonnie,
Yeah.
favorite behind-the-scenes moment or moments from Chuck? Do you have anything extra special or a couple of extra special moments?
What do you define as extra special?
Anything that you thought was a favorite? Any special things?
Practical jokes and whatnot. Well, no, this is actually not from Chuck, but I will say, I'm working. I told a number of people I'm working on a very, very low-budget indie film right now, and I'm playing a doctor, and it was at a clinic. It's supposed to be at a clinic, and I'm working with this fabulous young actress, and you know, I'm discussing. She's going to join a fertility. Like a fertility test exam sort of situation where you take a fertility monitor and you write down in books and all this stuff. And so my character, we're going to do this long tracking shot, and they said, okay, you know what we're going to do? We just shot the scene in the office, and you're going to take her, lead her down the hall, we're going to follow, you're going to go down, you're going to open the door, we're going to walk in the office so that we can cut into that. And I said, oh, this is fantastic. So I get her, this is a serious movie too, I get her, I ask her up, and we're walking down the hall, I come to this door, and with great flourish, I open the door, and I said, please go in. And I turn around, and it's the bathroom. And the camera's behind us, and I kind of undershot the door. So I'm standing there, and she looks at me, she goes, do you want me to go in? And I said, yes, just let me know when you're done. And it was one of the odder. I was so startled that there was a toilet in front of me. It was like, and so that made me laugh. On the actual TV show Chuck, well, I tended to put things in my desk for general joking purposes, and I was always trying to get on the blooper reel, which I did pretty well last season. So on a number of occasions, they were trying to make a cameraman laugh, so I had a little sign that I would hold up when they were putting lights on me that said, we'll act for food. So it would come up on the screen when they were shooting over that. I also had, the first time I got to walk in Chuck, I know that sounds odd, but you'll understand, I was always on a monitor. So there was finally an episode where General Beckman comes to town. I'm walking towards everyone, 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm walking towards Sarah, Chuck, and Adam Baldwin. Why don't I say his character name? I don't know. And Casey, and they're doing this huge shot of me walking towards them very seriously, but my pants were too long, and I was in really high heels. See, I'm not used to being in pants and heels and standing up. And if you're a woman, you know that when you walk with too long a pants, the cuff goes in the back of your heel, you step on the cuff and you pull yourself back. So, and if you look in that episode, you will see that General Beckman is going like this as she's walking. They just have the top of my head. And it's funny because I'm walking toward Adam Baldwin, and he's like, "What is wrong with you?" And I took him aside and I said, "I'm just really, really nervous." And he gave me a huge hug and he said, "Get them to get you something to put in your shoe, pull your pant leg out, and go for it." So he's quite a lovely man. He took very good care of me. Oh, shut up! I didn't kiss him a lot.
Fraternizing with the,
That girlfriend is never leaving the back bedroom. Ever. Another question.
We like to help you out with your own marital issues by giving you examples of the best way to work through them.